this is our live Q&A for how to make money while travelling on the road.
Not so live, pre-recorded, as all good lives should be to avoid any technical issues.
Yeah, look, if you had joined us for the actual live, we understand that the audio feed was amazing. Everything else? So,
Yeah, poor old Fraser Island service last night when we went live was not that great, so we do know that the vision was pretty poor quality. Thank you to everybody out there who persevered with us, who stayed on live. You guys are awesome. We stewed on it all night, and we woke up this morning and thought we have to put this up again. We have to pre-record it so that we can actually put up a really clear video so that you guys not only get all of this awesome information again, but you can see these smiling faces.
And we also thought we hope we have a better night's sleep tonight. We did. We were stressed about it. Anyway, enough of that. We are obviously not in our van.
No.
It'd be great if our van was this big, much space, 70 square metres opposed to 17.
Yes.
Okay, Fraser Island, an incredible episode coming to you in a couple of weeks' time that's going to share everything that you can do if you're not bringing your rig.
Yes.
Because you can explore and have adventure on this island and do it in a little bit of style as well.
Oh, I know. And anybody who is in their caravan more often than not will know sometimes it's really nice to get out of your caravan and enjoy a bigger space. And we've even got a bath.
Amazing, which little Jasperoo has just topped out of, and he's enjoying a bit of wireless iPad movie time over there. Mm-hmm. So he's hoping that this episode actually goes for a really long time. We're hoping that we're going to keep it within about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're going to start to talk a little bit quicker from here on in.
Right.
All right, so we can get through it all.
Let's do it.
All right. Now, we're going to be covering off quite a lot, all right, including the ways that we make money. Some incredible stories of some other people that we've met on the road or that we've seen and how they make money, all for the intention of hopefully giving you maybe a seed of an idea, inspiring you to maybe take on a different perspective and look outside of the box, look outside of what you think, get out of your doubt maybe of, I just don't know how I'm going to afford this, because there is so much opportunity out there. We live in the lucky country. And after our lap year, we can tell you there is more work out there than there are people to do the work. So even if you don't have any skill sets or you're worried that you don't have something that you can transfer into work, there's plenty of work out there.
Oh, there so is. And look, this is such a hot topic, and it is a question that we get asked all the time from people who are already traveling, from people who are planning their travels. What can I do? How am I going to actually earn a little bit of income to support our travels? I'm really stressed about not knowing what to do. I wish we had something like you guys. Well, we're here to tell you that there is so much out there in so many different ways.
There's so many people out there with some really just basic, get up and go, a bit of creative initiative to be able to create those extra revenue streams to continue this lifestyle. So we'll get to those. We're also going to talk about a handful of ways that you can save money on the road, because I tell you what,
always good.
Saving money is better than spending it if you really want to be able to afford this lifestyle. So we're going to talk about some ways to do that as well.
Awesome.
And we thought it'd be really good to start with a little bit of a backstory. Now, if you've been watching our show, you'd know a little bit about us and our personal history, but here's a really quick version of our backstory.
Yes, and in particular with our finances, because we were really quite heavily in debt before we even had the idea of travelling Australia. Just about 4 years in the making, there was a lot of money that went out for us on our IVF journey, and that resulted in big credit card debt and a big loan that we just kept topping up as we tried over those 4 years to make a family.
Little bugger.
Yes.
Hasn't he been worth it though?
Yeah. Well,
our little miracle.
Yes, he has. And we're very blessed that was our outcome. So we knew straight up when we made that aha moment, that decision, okay, something's got to give. We want to travel. We want to do this as a family. How are we going to do this? The first focus for us was getting rid of that debt and getting rid of those credit cards. And someone...
Yeah, look, a really great tip for us was that we purchased Scott Pape. He's the author of a book called The Barefoot Investor.
Yes, 100%. That's what I was going to say. That came recommended to us. Now, we are not affiliated with him in any way, and we are certainly not financial advisors, but his systems, what he wrote in that particular book, 100% worked for us, and we were able to not only pay off our loans, we were able to cut up our credit cards, and we haven't had one since, which is massive. And we were also able to save money because we needed a pot of money that was going to cover our vehicle repayments and our new caravan repayments on the road for that 2 years that we had initially set as our full-time travels. We didn't have a house to sell. We didn't have an inheritance. We didn't have any savings that was going to allow us to go out and purchase those vehicles outright. So we did have to take out finance on both of those vehicles, and we needed those repayments covered just to alleviate that stress of those higher expenses while we were traveling.
I think, we say quite often, if we can do it, you can do it. And that is not a throwaway comment. There was no golden goose. There was no, piggy bank that just kept giving us cash or anything like that. We had a huge debt ceiling. We just made a plan and we made it happen. We stuck to it as well. So I think having a deadline, for us, it was a 2-year timeline. Now, that's almost 5 years ago, and it has gone like that. So if you're worried about, it's going to take forever, I tell you what, when you've got that end goal and that deadline, those goalposts there, at times it absolutely rushed up to us, didn't it?
Oh, for sure.
Amazing.
Yes, and something else that happened to us in those 2 years of planning and, getting rid of our debt and saving our money as well, is it also got us into that mindset. And there's some really good tips that we'll talk about when we talk about saving money. Of getting into that mindset of already living on the road and living in your van whilst you're in that planning stage, that will help as well.
I think that's a really great segue into your budget is different to every other person out there. Now, there's plenty of videos on, it cost me 120 grand to travel Australia for 6 months. We have no doubt that was true, but we've also met people that have traveled for 6 months on 10 grand. So, that it depends really on, how long's a piece of string? So I think really start with where you're at.
Great point. Everybody's circumstances are different. Don't get caught up in what anybody else is doing or what anybody else says it's going to cost you, because your situation down to how many of their in your travelling party, what vehicles you're in, whether you own your vehicles, whether you've got finance on your vehicles.
Whether you drink alcohol.
What you like to eat, where you like to go. All of these things equate to your personal budget. Our best advice would be get yourself a full picture of where you currently are. And this can be quite daunting, and it certainly was for us. It was also a little bit shocking to actually see...
Kate saw where the money was going.
Where your money is going. Go through your bank statement with a fine-tooth comb and list out all of your expenses and all of your income, and that'll give you a great idea of your current situation.
Okay, let's get into it. How do we actually fund this lifestyle while we're on the road? Now, Katie mentioned that our circumstances were that financially we didn't have a house to rent or sell or a unit or anything like that, but we had our vehicle repayments covered. But we realised that we were also going to need money to actually live the lifestyle while we were travelling.
Yes, and very fortunately, we had already established an online business well before we even had the idea of travelling. It's something that I kicked off when I went on maternity leave with Jasper. So as soon as we'd made that decision to travel full-time for those 2 years, I guess I went into a little bit of overdrive, really trying to build up that business as much as I could in our 2 years of planning, knowing that that income really was going to be the only income when we hit the road to keep us fed, to keep us fueled, and also keep us having a little bit of fun. So an online business, if you can, is a great idea. And if you were at the very start of your planning stages, we would definitely say to you, have a look at that. See
Google yourself. Google the role you do. See if there's someone doing what you do while traveling. I mean, COVID has been such a challenging time. But the silver lining on it, I think, is that it's made people and businesses look at how they may be able to work remotely from home on a laptop. So, this has certainly changed a lot of our perspective on how we can actually work. Obviously, you're going to need some good Wi-Fi, which we realised and we were challenged with when we tried to do this live.
How ironic.
Yes, but travelling, mobile, laptop, amazing.
Yeah, it really is. And as you said, Paul, it is, I guess, so much more accepted and encouraged today than it was a few years ago because of COVID. So definitely, if there is a way that you can take your current skill set or your current career online, then we would definitely encourage you to look into that. Or there may be something that you've always wanted to do. For me, it was my doTERRA business. I had a love of the products for many, many, many years before we started the business side of it. So that was a really easy transition for us to say, okay, we love these so much. They've had an amazing impact on our lives. We want to share them with other people. And that became our online business. So there may be something like that for you as well that you think, actually, I'm going to give that a go.
So I think what we'll do now is share some really quick little stories of people that we have actually met or actually seen to give you a little bit of inspiration. And it may not even connect with what you're currently doing in a skill set or in a role or whatever your vocation is. But I think some of these stories will actually trigger some sort of other idea or make you start to bounce something with your partner or your friends or family to give you some, inspiration to do something a little bit different, try something different.
Yes.
Okay, I love some of these stories. The knife sharpener. There's a guy that gets around on a little scooter and he's got the little angle grinder at the back and all of his tools and whatever, and he sharpens knives around the van parks or around the campsites. Fantastic. I think he's charging like $25 or $30 for a set of knives. But it's just a great way to get a little bit of extra revenue. Yeah. He's covering his fuel, couple of schooners at the pub at the end of the day.
And it's an awesome essential service, particularly for people like us who are full-time on the road. And I love this because it's so out of, I guess, the ordinary as well. So it's a really good one to get you thinking about, well, okay, what else could there be that's considered something essential that people would go, yeah, actually, I need that service while I'm on the road.
I mean, everyone needs a hairdresser.
Yes.
Except maybe my dad, sorry if you're watching this. But in Broome, fantastic, And, I mean, this lady didn't put a sandwich board out or anything like that. She just started cutting someone's hair, and before the end of the day, she was full and booked out for the weekend. Everyone was like, oh, yes. Because as we know, as you travel around some of these remote places, Tassie, I mean, as soon as you get out of Hobart or Launceston or Devonport, where do you get your hair cut? There's hardly anywhere.
Yeah, that is so true. Yeah. And actually, it's a question that I get a lot from our viewers as well.
How do you look so good, Kate?
Oh, but how do you, for a lot of women, finding a new hairdresser is a big thing, and you've got to try and go on word of mouth, or you've got to search through all of these different salons. If there's somebody at the caravan park and you can see everybody else getting their hair cut and eye them off and, oh, yeah, that looks good, that's a really good service.
Now, there's another place called Emu Park. It's up at just inland from Rockhampton, just down or south of Yeppoon. My parents were staying at a van park down there, and there was a lady who was travelling in a teepee reading tarot cards.
Okay, there you go. Now, I love this. In fact, I wish that we come across her at some point so that I can get my tarot read. But that is not out of the box enough for you. That is just, again, such a perfect example of you can do anything.
You can do anything.
You literally can do anything because there's somebody out there who will want that service or that product that you are offering.
And I think also it's fair to say that a huge majority of people that are actually travelling out there are retired grey nomads or greying nomads that would probably part with a few of their dollars to do something like that or try a workshop or a creative art space. Yeah. Another one that we really loved was the wedding and headshot photographer, the lady that we met at Dundee Beach, just in the Northern Territory. Great location.
Yes, another travelling family. They had 3 young children and she was a professional photographer. Her story is excellent, actually. She said to us, before we go into a new town or a new region, I will advertise on Facebook that I'm coming. I've got limited spots available, and they book out before we've even arrived into town, which I just think is so awesome.
They were so successful, with her photography business, that they had purchased a new van while travelling, which is remarkable because we know how expensive vans are, particularly when you're putting bunk vans and, trying to get an off-road van. It does start to edge up well over at the 100K mark. They were funding their trip and they were able to purchase a new van because of her photography and her initiative to think outside of her backyard.
Yeah, 100%. And I love the example that you gave, Paul, about the expert from out of town.
Yes, this is from my dad, actually, so I have to give him the credit. How do you know what an expert is? It's the guy with the briefcase from out of town. I mean, even growing up, I remember, if someone was from LA, oh, wow, he must be an expert. He's from America.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, crazy.
And so, again, this can be applied to any career field or, it wouldn't matter if you're coming into a new town and you've got a skill set and you show up on social media as well and you are enthusiastic.
Yeah.
People will flock to you.
What about the Socceroo?
Oh, yes. Again, that was in Darwin.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
We camped next to, again, a beautiful family. And one of the ladies was a former Olympian with the women's hockey.
Hockey-roo, sorry.
Yes. And she told us that as they travel around, she does workshops for kids, which is just awesome.
Coaching, training, workshops. Fantastic.
Yeah, the workshop thing, and look, you don't have to be a former Olympian or a current Olympian to, be able to do a workshop and have credibility. But the workshop thing is really huge, I think. And you touched on the arts and crafts before, or anything in the creative field. I think more and more these days too, particularly in caravan park environments as well, or in some of these regional towns, people are looking for an outlet. So if you're coming in with an offering...
Look, this last 3 weeks, if you're anywhere in Queensland, has been epic. I used the word biblical last week. The rain has been torrential. What do? You don't want to head out. Well, you could probably talk to the van park or the local community hall and set up one of these workshops, and people will flock to it because they want something to do, something different, something that's, again, out of what they expected from their travels. So fantastic. We met a lady, again, it was a family, but this particular lady was using her skill in making bespoke and personalised earrings out of, like that... Fimo, whatever the product is called now.
It's like modelling clay that then gets baked in some little cool kiln thing.
And Katie gave her a picture of her mum's dog and said, do you think you could make this? And my sister loves yellowtail black cockatoos. She made them. They were like 2 for $25. We actually said, you're charging too little because they were personalised and unique and individualised. But that's what she does.
So amazing. Cute, actually. I need to get mine out and start wearing them. So stay tuned for details of those in upcoming episodes.
We should actually give her a shout out. Another one that I just want to mention is the barista, travelling barista. And he's got bean everywhere on the side of his van.
I love
Pulls up, makes, perfect barista coffee in a rural location or, this epic landscape, and you're sitting there having a perfect coffee. Fantastic.
It's just proof that it wouldn't matter what walk of life you're from, what career you've had, what skills you've gained. There is something out there if you're willing to think outside of the box, get a little creative, put yourself out there. I think that's another really big point. You do have to put yourself out there if you want to really be able to make something of travelling and working on the road. Yeah,
look, getting out of your comfort zone is the juice of life. I tell you what, we were so green and we were scared and I gripped that steering wheel for 3 months and I panicked about losing my job and throwing my career away and that pay packet. And now, I mean, it's such a change in our personalities and the way we live and breathe and the way we have an outlook on life is really because we jumped in the deep end and we stretched ourselves.
100%. Yeah. You will be high-fiving yourself and your family because you're stretching yourself. You're doing things that you never would have thought you could do before. You know, you're growing as individuals, you're growing as a family. It honestly, it is where the magic happens.
Love
and
it.
it is just, you don't have to like go crazy and do, you know, we're not telling you to go and do silly crazy stuff. We're just saying just take that little step outside of your comfort zone. And that's also the inspiration zone as well. You know, that's where you're going to have those little seeds of inspiration, those aha moments where you think, let's do it.
I just learnt that the word inspiration means in spirit, and I'm not trying to get woo-woo or anything here,
That's normally my job.
but that's the, you know, that's where the goosebumps happen, isn't it?
Oh, 100%.
All right, something that we see regularly, okay, is the family or the couple or the solo traveller that travels for 3 months, works for 3 months, travels for 3 months, works for 3 months.
Yeah.
This is a really popular way to do things. There's a family currently up in Corumba, which is pretty well up on the northwest coast of Queensland's top end there, near the Cape. And they pulled up stumps for 3 months. They've joined the netball group with the kids. The kids are doing some schooling. I think they're also working, helping out in one of the hotels and the pub.
Awesome.
They've really become part of the community. And when I was reading their post, they said, do you know what's so great about this? We're actually giving back to the community. We're actually adding value. We're doing stuff that we never thought we'd ever do. We're meeting people, and it's not the forever job, but what an experience. And this is so cool, but the value in that experience far outweighs even the money that you will make in that 3 months. And I mean down the track, you know, 10, 15 years and the kids have left or whatever, and you're sitting there and you're looking back, you're thinking, that was the best time of my life.
Yep. And for the kids as well, what a rich schooling, a rich education.
It's enriching. That's exactly what it is,
Yes, so awesome. And we've met other travelling families and travelling couples and even travelling solos as well. Your brother is a perfect example who do that, who'll travel for a certain amount of time, and then when the bank account needs a little bit of a top up, you know, you'll pull up stumps, find some work, immerse yourself in the community. And then when the bank account's healthy again and you've got that itchy feet, wheels have got to get turning, off you go.
Look, we see a lot of trades out there, you know, in particular, look, if you have the trade of plumber, carpenter, sparky, you know, you could put your hand to 12 volt.
Handyman.
Anything like that. The RV industry as a whole actually does need a good going over, you know, a bit more, I think, standardising and regulating, which is missing. So there are a lot of vans with a lot of problems.
Oh my gosh, you could literally go from caravan park to caravan park and never be out of work. Don't you reckon?
Incredible. Absolutely. Yeah. And when you are remote and you need a sparky or someone to sort out your 12 volt because nothing's working, you're happy to pay for it too, right?
That is so true. And look, we've been in some places where we've needed work done and we've had that exact experience. So if you do have, as you said, a trade or you're handy in any way like that, then there is plenty of work out there just in the RV community.
But look, if you're sitting there and you're going, yeah, but none of this is me. Like I don't have those skills. I don't have a trade. You know, I really don't know if there's any opportunity for me. There is so much opportunity. It is unbelievable. Every single town that you roll into has multiple signs in multiple shops, pubs, restaurants, you know, the bowling club, whatever is there that says good people wanted, good money paid. Yeah,
look, this, I guess, became really evident to us, particularly after this last 12 months of really getting around the country, doing our figure eight, our lap around Australia. We have spoken to so many people in so many different places, and they're all after one thing. They don't even want people who have got skills or the fancy CV or resume. They want people who are good people, who are hard workers, who are going to show up, do their best and add value. And they are paying big money for that. Like some of the places and the people that we've spoken to, we were even like, wow, should we maybe pull up stumps for a bit?
Look, it totally comes down to good attitude. I mean, attitude is everything in these places.
Yeah.
Broken Hill. Okay, our friends run a pub there. They were paying a package for a couple to come in there because they could not get managers out there, 180 grand a year, including rental property.
Yeah.
Including the property. You didn't have to rent it.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. You know,
Yeah.
that was a year term.
Yeah.
But, I mean, wow.
Why not?
Yeah, especially for a young couple even,
Yeah.
you know, or a couple on the other end that were like, oh, well, yeah, let's run a pub for a bit.
Yeah, look, we have come across so many different versions of this. Even the lovely grey nomads that we met when we were staying at Cossack, the tiny little
Yes.
historical town in Western Australia, and they were running the cafe. Now, they were in their caravan, they were travelling around Australia, they just pulled up there, they were only there for a really short amount of time, but they took on the managing of the cafe in this gorgeous little
Paid?
town. Yes.
And free digs.
Yes.
Free accommodation.
Yeah. So there's so many versions of this. We've also met people who, you know, rock into a caravan park and then end up working there, either managing the caravan park or becoming part of the maintenance staff or in the reception team for a certain amount of time. So there is so much work out there. And we've even had some comments that came in when we did the live stream last night and also on our Facebook post from other travellers who are out there at the moment who have all said it is unbelievable how much work is out there in Australia at the moment. All that is missing is you, good, enthusiastic, hardworking people.
Quick shout out and hello to Michael and Alison and their little boy Ethan from Jasper as well. We met this couple, this family, at Southport Parklands
Yes.
Caravan Park.
Yeah, Broadwater.
Yeah, Broadwater, thank you, about a year and a half ago. And they were like, oh, wow, so you're living full time, but how? How are you doing? How are you affording it? We'd love to do it, but we couldn't do it. Within that next week, they were both made redundant. So they packed up, sold their house, and they started travelling Australia. We rolled into Freycinet National Park at Coles Bay at the Big Four just a couple of months ago. Mm-hmm. And there they both were. They were basically managing the park.
Down there in Tassie.
Alison was running the front desk and he was doing all of the grounds. And it was just like unbelievable. Mm-hmm. And they were just filling in for a few months. And now they've actually hit the road again and they're heading over to WA. But amazing. They never in their wildest dreams would, and they're both in corporate positions, would have thought they'd be running a caravan for a few months. But what a great skill set now that they can also say, well, now they can travel anywhere because there's always work at caravan parks and these campsites that is needed. Extra people need people to do this work.
Yeah, it's so true. And look, it wouldn't matter what field you're in. We've met families where one of the partners is in the medical profession, whether that's a nurse or a doctor, and they do the same thing. They stop and work at local hospitals for a period of time before they start their travelling again. Like, it honestly wouldn't matter what field you came from. There is work out there.
Look, another great tip, particularly because, you know, here in Australia we all like to go to the pub and have a few rounds, is to look at getting yourself an RSA, which is Responsible Service of Alcohol. And I have this just before we set off. And now I've only ever been on this side of the bar, to be honest, maybe too often. But it's a really great skill set. And at Mataranka Springs, it was actually at the Territory Manor is the name. That's a great campground, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Really fantastic. They were so desperate for staff that 3 different campers that were camping there all put their hand up to help just serve out food. One of them had an RSA, and so that the managers could take a breather, and they were getting paid and they were getting free camp fees. Camp fees.
Exactly.
So good.
Yeah, there honestly is so much opportunity out there at the moment, and there are lots of reasons for this, and COVID has a big role to play, and, you know, particularly with the backpacking community not being here, there are so many different, I mean, if you think about all the farmers out there who are screaming out for help, and again, we have met so many people, and even, you know, the grey nomad demographic as well, who have these amazing stories of camping on farms and then becoming involved and getting paid big hourly rates to help out with, you know, the daily farm life. So
I met a couple. She was 68, I think he was 72, and they were on a cotton farm, and they ended up staying there for 3 months, and they were so proud of themselves because they'd become cotton farmers. You know, what a great story! And in particular, they were happy with themselves because they were then sharing that with their grandkids.
Yes.
Look at this. That's us driving a tractor.
Yes, I know.
Awesome.
It was so beautiful to hear how excited they were, and never in their wildest dreams would they have ever thought they would have had that experience. But how much that had enriched and impacted their travels around Australia. I mean, how many people would they have told that amazing story to? You know, we just met them at the last caravanning show, and they took us through all their photos, and they were so enthusiastic. But again, the whole farming community is a whole other, you know, area where you can absolutely add value, get paid really good money, camp for free.
Yeah, and end up with a richer life, richer stories, richer experience for having put your hand up and jumped in.
Yep. And what I love is if you're a travelling family, again, the educational component for our kids is outrageous. When you think about what they learn in situ through experience, whether it's theirs or whether they're watching mum and dad out there doing something.
Awesome.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, priceless. All right, on to how we make some money. You know, we make little bits from quite a few different, we call it MSI, multiple streams of income. Okay, now, if you're out there and you're thinking, I want to start my own YouTube channel, I want to do what you guys are doing, we would say, you know, the world needs more storytellers. Yep. Everyone's got a unique way of telling a story. Try not to copy someone else. I think try and find your own unique way to present and you know, and put your stories out there. I think that would be a good tip. And
but go for it.
Go for it. Yeah, absolutely. Go for it, and be prepared to work harder than it maybe looks on the video. You know, we do about 25 hours of editing every single week to produce our show. Not like with this one, though. This is one cut. We love these ones. So it is quite a lot of work and consistently delivered. You know, it maybe looks a little shinier than probably it is. But if you have a passion for it and you love what you're doing and you have this underlying theme, will this add value? Whatever I'm presenting right now, will it add value to the next traveller? You'll be on a winner.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And look, YouTube is a long game.
Oh, yeah.
There is no such thing as, you know, instant millionaire overnight with YouTube.
You need to be prepared to not get paid for about the first 18 months to 2 years. And then when you do get paid, it's like trickles in. It's like $10 and then $50. And now we are 6 months later. It's like our audience doubled in the last 6 months, and we are paying our fuel with that and a little bit of our food as well. Woohoo!
Yes, which, you know, is so great. And the best thing about something like YouTube or potentially some of the online businesses that you will have seen many of the traveling people around Australia doing is that it is revenue that is going to continue to come in. So for us with YouTube, we know that stream, you know, will just keep coming.
Yeah, it's in perpetuity as long as it's relevant and it genuinely adds value.
Yeah, passive income. And that's really what you want. And if you can find a few little different streams for that to come in, then that's really great.
Yeah, so just to clarify that, YouTube at a certain point and a certain amount of subscribers will pay ad revenue to the content creator. And I wouldn't imagine it's more than 0.5% of view or something. It is very, very minuscule. But obviously, over amount of time, as you're saying, that can grow into something. We don't control those ads. We don't know what, you know, we wish we could control the ads that they do. But anyway, that is how that works. So yeah, stop skipping ads. Play them through. We want to keep doing this. But no, there you go. So that's
especially with fuel rising.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Online business, affiliate marketing is a fantastic way.
Yep.
Look, there's one very clear rule here that we adopted right at the start. We get asked to affiliate market every single week, sometimes 2 or 3 from different products from all over the world. And we basically say no to all of them. And you're probably going, but why? You know, it's because unless we have absolutely tried and we know the product is exactly what it says, it's genuine, and we hand on heart can actually put that back out there, then we generally, you know, we just won't look at it. So, you know, we like with a Nike hammock, that's perfect. Katie purchased that for my birthday. I wanted a hammock, loved it, did a review on it. We did an affiliate program with those guys, and it gave the viewer 15% discount. Amazing. And us 10%.
Yep.
of each purchase, which means that it was a win for the people that wanted to have the hammock experience that we were having. And hand on heart, we knew that it was a good product and a great story. Queensland couple, so awesome, doing amazing thing and helping the environment through these products. We love that.
Yeah, and if you haven't checked out the Nike products,
Here's a plug.
yeah,
Look
no,
at this.
but do it because they are so awesome and they're 100% recycled, which makes
Amazing.
them even more amazing. And the other thing, if you are in an RV, is they're super lightweight, so they're not going to take
They
up
weigh
a lot
less
of
than a
space.
kilo.
Yes.
And they plant 4 trees for
They're
every product
really good
purchased.
products. The point is, we will only ever endorse something that we 100% love and use, and that's how we've approached it, and we have found that to be really successful for us, and that would be our advice that we're passing on to you if you're looking to affiliate market. Of course, there are lots of people out there who do a totally different system to that, and you could do that, but for us, we want to make sure that, you know, what we're putting out there is legitimately what we think and what we feel, and we want to make sure, again, that we're adding that value to our audience.
Okay, I think that covers off those areas.
Just on the affiliate marketing too, there are so many different products, particularly in the caravan camping industry, that you can affiliate market with. So if that's something that you're thinking about, definitely, you know, again, get online, Google, check it out, because you will find that just about every single product out there has an affiliate marketing avenue that you can hook into.
Yeah, fantastic. Our flat out hose, Australian made. We reached out to Zoe. We had that hose for almost 18 months, over a year. Loved it. We purchased it and said, oh, we've got a competition. Would you be able to support it by, you know, providing one of these awesome products to our viewers, one lucky winner? And she said, yeah, why don't we work together? And we were like, yeah, of course. Yeah, that made sense. So now she offers all of our viewers free shipping. So good. So
over a certain order amount.
Okay, yeah, good. So you can check that out on our Feel Good Family page. Create a product. Okay, this is another thing that we've done recently. Find a need and fill it. We realised after 2.5 years, well, actually we had this idea about 1.5 years ago, that there wasn't a one-stop shop, the ultimate travel guide that could bring everything, all those resources, all of those templates, all of those clickable links into one document and electronically downloaded. So we created that. It took us a long time to do, a lot of work. I say we, I'm really mean Katie, to bring that together, almost 100 pages, 100 clickable links. But it is the guide that we wish that we had when we started. So that is why it has been so successful, because it is genuinely adding value. Whether people have watched our show or are new to our show or don't even connect with us at all, it is more valuable than the $29.95 that it is. You know, it's absolutely going to save time, going to give you the ideas, give you the templates, and make your life better for traveling on the road. So
yeah, I love that, finding a need and filling it, and that could be a digital product like what we have done, or it could be a physical product. And look, we partner with a number of people who do just that with those products. You know, they're campers themselves. Paul Pont from Outback Tracks is a perfect example.
That guy is amazing. He literally goes, oh, there's got to be a better way to do that, surely. And then he tinkers away, sleeps on it, and he creates something, and then he brings it to market.
Yeah.
Do you imagine how hard it is to bring a product to market? We're so impressed with him and his products. So good.
But that is definitely something that you could do, particularly if you've got that mindset as well, you know. So finding a need and filling it. And it doesn't even have to be in the caravan and camping industry.
No.
Because you're traveling around, so you're going to be meeting people from every walk of life, from, you know, anywhere around Australia. You don't have to be focused on the RV industry. It could be anything. It could be teaching resources for outback schools. It could be, you know, anything.
Do you know, I think having new horizons every other day or every week does ignite something different in you. It gives you some new inspiration as well.
Yeah.
So that's just another benefit of traveling, I think.
Yes, 100%. And also getting out into nature. And we say it all the time. Whenever we go and do a hike or we showcase some beautiful place around the country, being out in nature like that, or by the ocean. Gives you clarity, it gives you perspective,
Yeah.
and it gives you inspiration as well.
Connect with nature, you end up connecting with yourself and your family much better. Okay. Resources.
Yeah.
Okay, free content. We've said it many times. We offer loads of free content. Okay, and one of the ways that this helps is that what goes around comes around. We've written for Go RV. It's the leading RV magazine online, and it's free. And we have written a feature article for them for, I think, almost 2 years. It's an unpaid, I guess, feature, but it has added value to so many people. And then those people have thought, oh, well, maybe these guys have got something else that I want to check out. I actually like what they're doing here. So be prepared to offer something for free as well if you're looking to work, because absolutely come back to you tenfold.
Yeah, great advice. Awesome.
And on Go RV magazine, it's free. It is one of the best education hubs that we have found. And you can also download their new app. So just punch in Go RV, whether you're on Android or Apple, whatever device, and check that out as well. And you can read our free articles there every month as well.
Yes, and it's always full of really good tips and tricks too from other caravanners or campers, and they often do like a whole feature on what modifications people are making to their rigs.
Yeah, just regular people out there, and they just write in and say, hey, this is a hack that I've created, or tell your viewers about this.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
It is awesome, so check that out.
Yeah, from people in situ, people living this lifestyle and actually doing it.
Yeah.
Caravanning Queensland, again, we talk this up all the time. We love the team over there, but they also have so much free resource.
Yeah.
So, furthering education will definitely... Well, it will stretch you and build you up, but it'll also make your experience safer. You want to get from A to B without any hassles, or if you have a problem, you want to be able to sort it out. So check out Caravanning Queensland's website.
But that will also potentially give you some seeds of ideas if you are wanting to create something within the caravanning camping industry as well, for what you can potentially do to add value.
Okay, podcast, obviously our podcast, the Family Travel Podcast. You can check that out. It's free. It is on, I think, every single podcast directory around the world now. Incredible. There's like 37 different countries that are listening to our podcast. It's free. So good. Another podcast that I want to tell you about is, I think it's called the Side Hustle School. Side Hustle School. Anyway, just Google that. It is fantastic. Now, it is totally unrelated to what we're doing, but it always triggers something else in me. I think, oh yeah, I could take that application and maybe do that here with what we're doing, or it always inspires me with something, and it doesn't have to be related to anything to do with the industry. So check that out, the Side Hustle School. And as a book, is Building a Story Brand. If you're out there and you wanted to create some other line of revenue and you're looking to try and work out how am I best to build my brand, or the brand of whatever it is that you want to offer as a value add to other people, read that.
It's an excellent book. It's also an audio book. It's by Donald Miller.
Yes.
And really fantastic. Will just give you a new perspective on marketing, whether that's yourself or your business that you're taking on the road.
Okay, we're going to fly down these because I can see our little battery there on the GoPro going, you're almost out. Saving money on the road. Okay, the best way to save money at any time of life is not to spend it.
Good advice.
It is. It's so good.
Actually, it's excellent advice, and this is advice that we would give you if you are in your planning stages, getting ready to hit the road. Stop spending money. Live like you are already on the road.
Yeah.
This was a massive thing for us. It also made us become conscious consumers. Yes. Every single thing that we looked at when we were out at the shops with the potential to spend money, we would pick it up and think, do we actually need this?
Is it going to fit in the caravan?
Want it? Yeah. Can we take it with us in the caravan?
Does it have more than one use?
Yes. How heavy does it weigh? No, but in all seriousness, it will make you assess every time you go to spend money. Am I putting that money in our Travelling Australia pot, or am I going to spend it on this $20 whatever it is?
Spider and Cherie Everett did an interview with us on their radio show. It's also a podcast, so you can check that out. That's a great story.
Yes, Cherie said when they were getting ready to do their travels around Australia, and she'd take their kids and they'd be shopping and they'd be in Kmart and they'd be at the checkout and the kids would be hassling her for some cheap $20 toy that, you know, is everywhere in Kmart, and she would think to herself, that's one night camping somewhere for us when we hit the road. So if you can get into that mindset, it's amazing how quickly that will flick over, that switch will change, and you'll be like, right, those $20, they add up to our year's worth of camping around Australia. So let's not spend on that and put it to that.
Okay, membership cards. Now, these might be $40 or $50 outlay. Some of them are ongoing. So I think like there's an NRMA one, there's a Big Four one, the Getaway rewards card. You will definitely save money, particularly if you're traveling with kids or you're staying multiple nights. You'll make it back within the first month. So it is worth getting those cards if you're wondering, are they worth it?
Yeah, for the caravan parks around Australia, 100%.
And TAWK, T-A-W-K, it's an acronym for Travelling Australia with Kids.
Yes, this is fantastic. Again, if you are a travelling family, check out what the TAWK team have put together. They were a travelling family themselves. Mandy came up with this great idea to encourage caravan parks around Australia to offer kids stay for free as part of the TAWK membership deal. Now, I think from memory, the TAWK membership is $40. You can get it online, and then you just
It's not
show
recurring. That's just a one-off.
Yep, and you just show that membership card to the long list that is currently getting, you know, gets updated all the time as new campgrounds and caravan parks come on board to offer that discount. You show them your membership card and the kids stay for free. So we think for anybody who has, well, more than what we do, more than one kid, it is a massive amount of money that, you know, you can save if you've got a membership like this.
Love it. Okay, slow down. Drop by 5, stay alive. You might have seen this out and about there. It is fantastic advice. Look, if you can just drop your speed a little bit, you're going to see more. It's going to be safer, and you'll definitely save fuel.
Yeah, for sure.
Now fuel is stupid expensive. We know that. It's one of the 3 really big expenses: accommodation, food, and fuel. All right. Something we've mentioned before in our show is this fuel story that we saw come up in one of the forums, the caravanning forums, and it said, "Oh, fuel's so expensive now, we're going to put off our travel for another year." And we were like, no, don't make that your deciding factor. That's crazy. If you have budgeted for $100 fuel, only travel $100 fuel.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, depending on your rig.
Yep.
That's Jasper's just gone to the bathroom back there. He actually did this in our live as well. He just crawled all the way under our seats. He's
coming back
like
again.
a commando.
Do you know what's interesting? When we're in the caravan, you don't hear the toilet flush.
No, that's true. Yeah, this is the difference. Where are you going to stick your head up and say hi?
Look, on that and that fuel story, that goes for any expense you have on the road. You know, for your groceries,
Hello,
if you've got
mate.
your budget.
You want to say hello?
Hi.
All right.
Reversing.
He's got a reversing beep as well.
You know, if you've got your budget set for, we've got $200 a week for groceries, then go. Meal plan is a
Massive.
money saver. Meal plan, go, you know, spend your $200 a week for groceries. You may have to get creative, you know, come up with new ways to cook things that you may not have cooked in the past. But don't let things like budget put you off from traveling, because you can totally travel on your terms. You can go as far or as, you know, close as what your budget allows you to travel and still have amazing experiences.
Absolutely. And if you look at the population of Australia, the majority of us live along the east coast of Australia and really anywhere around Australia within 2 hours of a national park. Just get out to your national park. Start there if you want to start somewhere. All right. The other one that I just saw here, where is it? Travel without water where possible. If you look at some of these vans, it can be anything from 180 litres to 300 litres of water. If you know that you're going to the next camp spot or caravan park and there has water available there, don't fill up and
Yeah.
travel with it. That's an extra 300 kilos, a
you're
kilo per
dragging down the
litre.
road.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So unless you know that you have to set up for your off-grid camping or whatever it is, travel without water, and it will definitely save money on fuel.
Great advice.
Our coffee machine, one of our spoils.
Couldn't be without the coffee
Yeah.
machine. Actually think that you couldn't be without the coffee machine, because I'm not a very nice person in the morning if I haven't had a coffee.
Fair point.
We even brought our coffee machine over to Fraser Island into Kingfisher Bay Resort with us because I needed it. But in all seriousness, it saves us money on the road. We're not disappointed if we go and buy a coffee for $5 and it's not great. We just make our coffee in our van every morning. So there are lots of little things like that too, that when you start thinking about them, you think, yeah, actually that is going to save us a lot of money if we take that from home, or if we do it this way instead of going out and buying it.
Okay, we're going to wrap it up there. Now, the key takeaways, I just want to recap on this, okay, is to have an underlying theme of, can I add value? It's like deja vu, mate. Unbelievable. How'd you get back over there? All right. Cheeky bugger. Can I add value? All right. We approached this, it was at the top of our whiteboard. Can I add value? Make sure that that's the underlying theme of everything we deliver.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are dead right. This is something my dad used to say to me. And it's really just about mindset.
It is, and we are all about, having that positive mindset and, chasing those dreams. Don't let the fear of the unknown or the what ifs or the doubts of your friends and your family.
Yes, the good opinion of others.
Yes, don't let that put you off. If you want to travel Australia or whatever country you're in around the world, and you want to get out there and do it, and you want to do it with your kids, or you want to do it as a couple, whatever it is, or by yourself, I mean, you're amazing. Take those steps towards it. Keep that positive mindset. And there's so many things, binge watching YouTube is exactly what we did to keep our fires burning. Getting ourselves to a caravan and camping outdoors show, and putting ourselves in the RVs and picking up the products and, just putting ourselves in that environment absolutely keeps you inspired. It keeps those seeds of ideas happening.
Great point. Plant seeds, not weeds. You've heard us say that before. What are you listening to? What are you watching? For us, that 2-year plan involved us. The very first thing was driving down to Officeworks, grabbing a massive whiteboard and sticking it in front of our 55-inch TV, and then just jotting everything down, Unless you're watching us on YouTube, turn your TV off.
Great advice.
Love it. Okay, finally, shameless self-promotion. Awesome. Okay, is our road trip ready, the ultimate road trip ready guide. We've spoken about this. If you haven't already, go back and watch the lessons from a lap year. It's a 3-part mini series. We just finished last month. It's been one of our most viewed episodes that we've ever produced in such a short amount of time. There is so much information in there that will add value, whether you are green or grey or somewhere in between like us. It will absolutely help you on the road or help you if you're already out there rolling around this country.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
It's an awesome resource. It really is everything that we looked for when we were totally green and trying to figure out, well, what do we need, and we didn't know anything when we were planning, and we Googled for endless hours trying to find templates and checklists and everything that you need when you're starting out. And it actually is exactly that. It's what we tried to find and put together ourselves in those early days, and now 2 and a bit years down the track, it's an amazing resource.
Yes, so it's a digital download ebook. It's available on our website, thefeelgoodfamily.com. It is a special launch price, but wait, there's more. We've thrown in a free audio book with that as well. And then if you're traveling to Tasmania, you can check out all of our Tasmanian e-guides. There's quick guides there. They're all free. There's 8 of those. Amazing. Or if you want to buy the comprehensive guides, they're available as well for like $11.95. Very cheap. Inexpensive.
Yes. Awesome.
All right. And finally, we're going to be at the Caravan Show next week. We will be doing a live with 5G.
Oh, yes, and with somebody who actually knows.
A tech, that's right. We've got someone helping us.
How not to have issues with a live. So you should jump onto that because it'll be a refreshing change seeing us actually go live without any problems.
And then finally, jump onto our Facebook page, The Feel Good Family. If you want to be in the running for the ultimate getaway, it is Serendip B&B. Nike has thrown in an adventure pack, includes hammock, their beautiful puffy blanket, the rain tarp, the bug net, amazing package. And from Scott and Beck over there at Tipler's on South Strutty, they've thrown in a day trip with transfers and a delicious lunch for 6 people.
Yes.
Amazing.
One of the best lunches you will ever eat. And the Serendip B&B is absolutely stunning.
Wow.
3 nights accommodation for up to 6 people. You have to be in it to win it. Now, you can also jump onto our website and there will be a little pop-up that will take you directly to the competition page. That competition is open for another couple of weeks, so make sure you enter your details. All you have to do is put your name and address in to be in the draw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Of course, we would love that as well. You could be living it up on the Gold Coast.
Escape to paradise. That's
awesome.
what we called it.
Yeah, we loved staying there.
We loved it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, thank you so much for your support and for being part of our extended family, our travelling family. We hope to catch up with you either at the Caravan Show, where we'll be speaking every single day on the Ambassador stage from June 7th to June 12th. Otherwise, we're probably going to cross paths somewhere on the road, and we hope to see you. If you see us, come and say hi.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right, take care.
Bye.
It's time to escape to paradise, and here's your chance to win the ultimate feel-good getaway valued at over $3,000.
Thanks to Serendip B&B, you'll be enjoying a 3-night stay for up to 6 people in this tropical oasis set within the Gold Coast hinterland, including use of your own private heated swimming pool, complete with water slide, a heated spa, games room with pool table, the tiki bar, treetops deck with fire pit. It's like having your own private resort in paradise.
Truly is amazing. Plus, our great mates at Nike have thrown in a feel-good Nike bundle, including their world first 100% recycled hammock, bug net, rain tarp, puffy blanket, and their yet-to-be-released Nike towel.
Oh, these are our favourite products to relax in on the road. And you'll be enjoying an island escape to beautiful South Stradbroke Island with a day trip thanks to our good friends at Tipler's Cafe, including return Tipler's ferry transfers from Jacob's Well, a delicious lunch for you and your mates, and use of the Tipler's facilities including swimming, beach volleyball, nature walks, a playground for the kids, and make sure you take your fishing rod.
Yes, some fantastic fishing from the island. All right, to enter, simply visit our website, thefeelgoodfamily.com, fill in the entry form, and be sure to have subscribed to our YouTube channel, The Feel Good Family.
It is that easy. All the terms and conditions can be found on our website, or have fun deciding who you are going to take with you on this ultimate feel-good escape to paradise.
All right, enter now and good luck. Thanks for watching. Please do like, subscribe, and share our channel. And if you'd like more information on full-time RV travel and living, visit our website, thefeelgoodfamily.com. There you'll find loads of free resources, our weekly podcast, caravan cooking recipes, our monthly Go RV magazine articles, and much more. We look forward to seeing you next week. Take care of yourself and your family, and happy trails.